Hello guys, so welcome to the newest edition of our mathematics tutorial. So in this particular lesson we will be learning on how to find the center in the radius of a circle given its equation in general form. So what is a circle? As we all know, circle is a closed figure without any angle and edge. So here we are going to find the center and the radius of a circle. So center is composed of our h and our k. So it is a point, so which is composed of the x value or the abscissa and the y value ordinates. So here in the center it is called as the value of h and the value of k. So we have here the standard form of the equation of a circle in x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So as we can see, the standard form is composed of its radius. So the center here is at 0, 0 because we can't find the h and k in this particular equation. So this is the standard form of the equation of the circle, where our center is at the origin or at 0, 0. On the other hand, the quantity of x minus h squared plus the quantity of y minus k squared equals r squared is the standard form of the equation of a circle when our center is found at any point in the coordinate plane. So it is composed of x and y, or in the circle it is called as the h and k. So it is composed, the equation here is composed of h and k, where h is always paired with our x and k is always paired with our y. So on the other hand, the general form of the equation of a conic section is in this form. So ax squared plus by squared plus cx plus dy plus e equals 0. So as you can see, if the given equation is in general form, we cannot identify the center in the radius of a circle. So in this particular lesson, we will be learning on how to find the center in the radius of a circle given its general form of the equation. So number one, here we have number one example. We have x squared plus y squared minus 14x plus 2y plus 14 equals 0. So as I have said a while ago, the first thing that we need to do here is to transpose this general form into the standard form so that we will be able to find its center and radius. So how are we going to do that? So first, we are going to group the expression with the same variables. So the variables that we can see here is the variable x and the variable y. So we are going to group the variable x separately to the group with variable y. So the only constant here is the positive 14, which will be later on transferred to the right side of the equation. So the first thing we need to do here is to group x squared and the negative 14x. So since they both have the variable x, so we're going to quantify this one, plus quantify also the variables, the expression with variables y. So y squared plus 2y. So 14 will be transferred to the right side of the equation, which will change its sign. So the sign here is positive, so therefore it will be negative 14. So next, we are going to make a perfect square trinomial out of this quantity. So x squared minus 14x. And this y squared plus 2y. So, this is a binomial. So, we're going to make this a perfect square trinomial. So, how are we going to make this a perfect square trinomial? So, first, let's just copy the first and second term. So, we're going to find out the third term so that it will become a perfect square trinomial. So, simple as that. So, we're going to divide this negative 14 into 2. So, negative 14 divided by 2 is positive or negative 7. So, negative 7 and the negative 7 will be squared or 7 squared. So, this one will be negative 14 divided by 2 equals 7. Negative 7. Then this negative 7 will be squared. So the answer will be 49. So equals 49. So therefore the third term here is positive 49. Because negative 7 times negative 7 is positive 49. So the same thing with the next quantity. So y squared plus 2y. So 2 divided by 2 equals 1. And then 1 squared equals 1 also. So therefore the third term here is 1. So equals negative 14. So since we have added 49 here, we are also going to add 49 on the right side of the equation, and we have also added 1 here. So we are also going to add 1 here. So next, now we're going to proceed with this one. So this is a perfect square trinomial. So we're going to make this a square of a binomial. So the square root of x is x. And the 7 or the half of the middle term, negative 14, will be the next term or the square root of the last term. So this is negative 7. So squared plus, so the square root of y here is y squared here is y. So in the 2 divided by 2 is 1. So the next term here is 1. So we're going to square that. So equals, so negative 14 plus 49 is positive 35 plus 1 is 36. So we are now in the term standard form. So the x minus h squared y minus k squared plus equals 2r squared. So therefore our h here is, we're going to equate this one into 0. X minus 7 equals 0. Therefore our h is equals to positive 7. So this is now our h. And our k is, so y plus 1, equate this one into 0. So equals 0. So y equals negative 1. So our k equals negative 1. And our h equals positive 7. So how about our radius? So this one is in the term r squared. So r squared equals 36. So therefore we're going to square root both sides so that we can eliminate the square on the other side. So therefore the square root of 36 is 6. So our center is composed of our h and k. So our center is, our h here is positive 7 and our k here is negative 1. So let's have another example here. So we have x squared plus y squared plus 4x equals 5. So as we can see, the equation here where our constant is already at the right side of the equation. So what we're going to do is to group the variables with the expression with the same variables. So the first expression with the same variables is x squared and the positive 4x. So x squared and the positive or plus 4x. So quantify this one. So the expression with y variables is only the y squared. So let's have that y squared. So we do not need to quantify because it is only one term. So equals 5. So next we are going to complete or make a perfect square trinomial out of this x squared plus 4x. So x squared plus 4x. So as we all know, in making a perfect square trinomial, we are going to divide this 4 into 2. So 4 divided by 2 equals 2. And then the answer 2 will be squared. So 2 squared equals 4. So the third term is positive 4. So we don't need to make another perfect square trinomial because the term with y variable is only y squared. So just copy y squared. So equals 5. So since we have added positive 4 here, or we have added 4 here, we are also going to add 4 on the right side of the equation. So and that will give us a, so we're going to make this a square of a binomial. So x squared, square root of x squared is x. And then the square root of 4 is 2. Or let's just simply determine the half of our middle term, which is 4. Or the numerical coefficient of our middle term, which is 4. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. So the next term here is positive 2. So we're going to make this square of a binomial. So plus y squared equals 9. So this is now in the standard form, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So our h, so we're going to determine h by equating this one into 0. So x plus 2 equals 0. So x equals negative 2. So our h equals negative 2. So we don't have k here. So we just simply assume that our k is equals 0. So therefore our center is negative 2 and 0. So our radius here is the value of r squared here is 9. So r squared equals 9. So r squared equals 9. So we're going to eliminate this squared. So square root both sides. So r equals square root of 9 equals 3. So therefore the center of the equation x squared plus y squared plus 4x equals 5 is negative 2, 0. And its radius is positive 3. So let's have another one example here. So number 3, 4x squared plus 4y squared minus 36 equals 0. So in this instance, there is a numerical coefficient in our expression x squared and y squared. So we are just going to find the greatest common factor of these three terms, 4 and negative 36. So the greatest common factor here is 4. So we're just going to divide that 4 into the equation. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. So therefore x squared plus 4 divided by 4 is also 1. So y squared will be the term that will be left. And negative 36 divided by 4 is negative 20 or negative 9, sorry, equals 0. So x squared plus y squared equals positive 9. because negative 9 will be transferred to the right side and it will become positive. So obviously our center here is at 0, 0 or at the origin. And our radius is the square root of 9, which is 3. So thank you for watching with me till the end, and I hope that you have learned something in this video. And for more videos like this, please like and follow our page, Mathematicalistic Vibes. Thank you and God bless.